And so it's down to this, the final game of the 2013 World Junior Hockey Championship, Sweden against the United States for the gold medal. Referees include Pat Smith, who you see on the right, Vancouver, Didier Massey of Switzerland, the other referee. The lines are from Russia and Slovakia. Phil Housley, 48-year-old, first year as the head coach of the U.S. National Junior Program, has a chance to win his country's third gold medal. He also won in 2004 and in 2010. And Roger Ronberg tries to do what no Swedish coach has ever done before, win back-to-back World Junior gold medals for Sweden. He guided them to gold in Alberta last year. Starting goalies brought to you by Chevrolet Safe and Fun Hockey. John Gibson has been the man for the U.S. The 19-year-old from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, plays for Kitchener of the Ontario Hockey League. He stopped 33 of 34 shots in a great performance against Canada. Nicholas Lundstrom stopped 27 of 29 in his team's semifinal win over Russia. Sweden, as the home team, will have the last change in gold, the United States in blue. The World Junior Championship has produced 4 different winners the last 4 years. One of these two countries will win for the second time in the last 5 years. And we're underway in Ufa with the gold medal game. And Jake McCabe turns that puck over to William Karlsson, who comes across the line. McCabe had a great game against Canada. 2 goals plus 4 in their dominant 5-1 win over Canada in the semifinal. For 2 periods, Murphy scored a 3-2 goal and the winner in overtime to give the U.S. the gold medal. In comes John Goodrow. What a move! Backhand shot stop as Lundstrom goes down to make the save on the red-hot John Goodrow.
The slithery John Goodrow. He loves this move, forehand to backhand. He walked Ryan Murphy in the Canadian game. Here he takes a turnover in the middle of the ice. Look at the puck patience he has. He doesn't shoot it there. He gets the defenseman Nilsson to commit, and then he forces Lundstrom into a difficult stop. What a 3-game stretch this has been for John Goodrow.
He got to choose which country he wanted to play for in the IHF, and he's chosen to be an American. Gostisbehere fires, save made by Lundstrom, poking at his Galchenyuk, and Lundstrom squeezes it.
Lundstrom thinks he has this puck directly.
Goodrow dances in across the line. McCabe with it. Drops it off. JT Miller works in. Sends it in front. Tom Nilsson knocked that away. And the U.S. wins the draw. It's Jones. Seth Jones slaps it down hard to Goodrow. John Goodrow back to Jones. To Goodrow. And now a crease violation called against JT Miller. And that means the faceoff will come outside. Seth Jones works in. Hammers it down to Goodrow. Goodrow shoots. Lundstrom save. Rebound. Trouba powdered that puck wide.
Excellent pressure at the top by Karlsson, the Anaheim draft pick, as Trouba, 4 goals in the tournament. Gets the puck here in a shooting spot. He gets to walk right into it. And there's the block by Karlsson. And the puck deflects up into the netting to the right.
Down to Miller. Trying to drop that back, and Holberg got the passing lane. 30 seconds to go on the power play. Jones tees it up. And that staggered Lindholm, who made the block for the Swedes. Back it goes to Jones. Drops it back to Trocheck. Lots of traffic in front. Chip right on. Lundstrom save. He pounces on it with JT Miller looking for the rebound.
With an economy of movement, Lundstrom makes the 2 saves on TJ Miller. Lots of action towards the top of the box as the U.S. has 3 players shifting position. The puck gets into the front of the net, and Miller, the New York Rangers first rounder, has a couple of whacks at it.
Barry hammered that wide. Here's Corrali with it. Sean Corrali works his way in front. Backhand shot. Lundstrom shuts him down short side. And the penalized player Arvidsson is out of the box. So the Swedes survive a long 5-on-3. Now jamming in front is Galchenyuk. That goes wide. Many Swedish defensemen called into service with all the injuries. Now Galchenyuk works in and fires. Just short side. Gostisbehere flips it in front. Lundstrom down. Makes the save. 11. Binghamton of the American Hockey League having some injury problems, but Ottawa wasn't going to release him. There's a long shot by Alexander Finberg, and that's gloved by Gibson. Win the NFC North. In comes Rask, but Rask shoots, just missed far side. He was one of 4 players from that state on the U.S. roster. And a whole bunch more from Pennsylvania as well. Now a rolling puck. A quick chance for goal. Hit the goalpost. Rebound tapped wide by Biggs. Rocco Grimaldi rings it right off the iron. Rasmus Bengtsson drops that back for Arvidsson. And Victor Arvidsson has got 4 goals the last 3 games, worked out of the corner with him. Arvidsson back on it. Plays it back. Hookstrand shoots, knocked down in front. Sandberg trying to find it. Now Nilsson flips that wide. And calling us John Goodrow with 6.5 to go in the first period.
Rocco Grimaldi's shot beats Lundstrom to the blocker side. Look at how unlucky this is. Post straight across the goal line. Secondary post and out. Power play. They have 11 power play goals in just 30 attempts.
Rask, center, Culver, backhand stopped by Gibson, rebound, and skating by that was Elias Lindholm for Goodrow. Centers it into the feet of Pietila, and now turned over by Moline. Goodrow back in the corner for him. Shovels it back in front, backdoor pass made by Bardreau. He was alone in front and trying to find Pietila. Leaves it down for Arvidsson. Arvidsson tangled up with Seth Jones, and Goodrow has it for the U.S. Slides it ahead, Beasy comes busting in, Jim Beasy backhand shot, he puts it wide, with Vikstrand trying to stay with him.
After making the team at the very end of the pre-tournament.
Here comes Bardreau again, he piles into Lundstrom, and a penalty coming to the United States for goalie interference. And now Carlson with a head of steam. Flips it there for Forsberg, trying to tap it in front of Arvidsson, and time expires at the end of the first period. No score, and the Swedes will have 1 minute and 33 seconds of power play time to start the second period
as well. And the U.S. gets in front of the Swedish opportunities almost at will in that first period.
Christian Djus with 1.5 minutes to go in the Swedish power play. Finds Arvidsson, shoots, Gibson makes the save to center it. And Alexander Venberg, yet another draft-eligible player, sends that in front. Carlson taps it wide. Sandberg with it. Drops it back, and Hogg with a shot. He nailed that. And Gibson steered it away. Now loose in front, score! Philip Sandberg, power play goal, and the Swedes are ahead 1-0.
There's one of those players that can return for next year. Philip Sandberg, a little guy, just 5'9". He's got a stick like a 2-iron. It's tiny, and it's got a thin little blade on it, but he's a tricky player. The puck bounces around. Jones can't get a handle on it, and Sandberg flips it up over top of John Gibson. Quick release by Sandberg, perfectly placed, and the Swedes with their 12th power play goal in the tournament lead 1-0.
For those of you under 40, a 2-iron is a golf club that people used to carry.
And couldn't hit.
The U.S. won the Under-18 World Championship in 2011. Barber comes in and shoots. And Lundstrom, who was the goalie that game, Miller into the corner for Beasy. Banks it back for Trouba. And Trouba fires that through traffic. Goodrow back on it, waits and shoots, and it ramps up off the stick of Bengtsson and out. The Swedes finally managed to bat it out.
That's a tough line to handle, and here's another chance for them.
Beasy works his way in, shoots, he fired it wide. 88-89. Back in Canada had a full-time national team. Vince Trocheck works in and fires. Lundstrom the save on him. Rebound up high, and Lundstrom's got that as well. With him. Drop pass to Forsberg. Back in front to Carlson, just out of his reach. Carlson feeds down to Forsberg. Forsberg in front. Killing it. Philip Forsberg shoots. And the leg of JT Miller went wide.
No panic needed for the United States. Plenty of time left here. You don't want to give them a freebie, short ice to make it 2-0.
Now big centers in it. Trocheck took a whack at that and put wide. Rocco Grimaldi back with it. Lines there with Venberg. Grimaldi spins and shoots. Scores! He got a bad break in the first period, a good break there, and the game is tied.
From an almost impossible angle, Grimaldi, who seemingly shoots the puck from just about anywhere, gets the U.S. on the board. It's been a rough tournament for Rocco Grimaldi. He was made the 13th forward, didn't get one shift earlier in the tournament. He's worked his way back into the lineup, and here from below the bottom of the circle, you see it ramp up the stick. of Lundstrom here. It's going wide. It actually hits the shaft of his stick, hits Lundstrom, and creeps over the goal line. And Rocco Grimaldi's first of the tournament has pulled the U.S. even.
And narrowly avoided relegation. They had to beat Belarus 5-4 to avoid it. The game was 3-3 in the second period. Now Riley Barber works in, shovels that high and wide. U.S. in the tournament, 17 seconds in their first game, but hasn't scored since. Now Goodrow with it. Flips it in front, bouncing puck. Lundstrom's got it for a moment, still loose. They battle away for it. And Corrali appeared to get a stick in the face, but somehow Nicholas Lundstrom kept that out.
The momentum has shifted. The U.S. has most of the pressure. Lundstrom can't get a handle on the puck. There you see the high stick on.
Lines out ahead for Trouba. You mentioned Grimaldi got benched in the game against the Slovaks. The only thing he did was serve a bench penalty. And went straight back to the bench when it was over.
Yeah, the 5-minute major to Gostabert in that game.
Bouncing puck, score! Trouba! And Grimaldi may have got a piece of it. It's 2-1 U.S., the first lead for the United States.
And it will be Grimaldi's goal. It hits him on the way to the front of the net. Just a simple wrist shot by Jacob Trouba. You see Lundstrom wants them to check this, whether it was a high stick or not. Trouba throws it at the net, and it hits Grimaldi and goes in. There's the deflection. And a tournament can go by in a blink of an eye. Yet it seems like forever ago that Grimaldi didn't get a shift against Slovakia. Now it looks like he's got 2 goals in just a few minutes.
I think initially the official awarded the goal to Trouba.
From Grimaldi's reaction.
Now they'll go back and change it.
It appears as it is Grimaldi's goal. And Jacob Trouba continues to lead the tournament in points for defensemen. That's his 9th point. That's why he's able to deliver that puck so quickly.
Arneson into the middle for Raquel with a shot. And saved by Gibson.
His best.
Aidan goes in on Mike Riley. They collide in the corner, and Carlson wins the battle for the puck. Carlson still with it. Finally, Galchenyuk comes back to take it away, but Carlson knocks it down again. And Sandberg with a drive. Gibson had to make the save up high. Roosevelt has it for the Swedes, and he'll shovel that down to the U.S. zone. Gostis Barrett plays for Union College in Schenectady, New York. Turns the puck over to Carlson. Short-handed Carlson. Oh, a save by Gibson. Now back on the other side. And Sandberg hammers out, and once again, Carlson bench.
Up 2-1, the United States leads on John Gibson again. Here's the turnover by Gostisbehere. Carlson shoots, right arm save by Gibson. This is earlier, Raquel. An excellent release, and Gibson stretches into the butterfly and makes a right pad save.
Up to center ice to Grimaldi, who's got both U.S. goals. In comes Rocco Grimaldi. Trocheck, he shoots, missed high. What scouts have talked about, Ray, is how well the Swedes pass the puck. Now Barber centers it, Corrali. Did a pretty good pass himself and missed it wide. Now throws it in front, Barber fell. And Corrali back with it, feeds in front, rolling puck for Galchenyuk. And he is stopped point blank by Nicholas Lundstrom.
But defensively, he's been stalwart in this game.
Now Haag with it, long shot, Gibson gloves that with 25 seconds to go in the period. And for Seth Jones, you're talking about a guy who's eligible to come back next year to the World Junior, but
it hits Grimaldi. The U.S. scores twice, Sweden won in that second period. 20 minutes away from a gold medal are the United States. Can the Swedes push another comeback?
Their only goal in the game scored by Sandberg on the power play, but 5-on-5, the U.S. has dominated. They're beaten by Canada and Russia in the preliminary round. Now Galchenyuk streaking in, fires, and their defense has been in the play the whole tournament.
They're so explosive, that defense. They skate well.
Now Goodrow walks in, sends it back in front for Miller. He misfired. Trouba shoots, kicked out by Lundstrom. And the rebound, I think everyone is there.
Yeah, and then focused on hockey.
Sandberg works his way in, shovels it in front, Gibson down, and Sandberg couldn't get a one-handed shot away. Biggs has it now. And goes ahead to Grimaldi. Rocco Grimaldi in. Couldn't get a shot away, and Grimaldi back on it. Trying to center there for Trocheck. And Trocheck goes back to Murphy. Connor Murphy with a drive, and Lundstrom squeezed that.
The U.S. continues the pressure, 5-on-5. Here's the earlier chance from the point. Trouba walks into this. One stop by Lundstrom. It's the right pad and then cleared away. And then another point shot by Connor Murphy. Again, Lundstrom with the stop.
Freshman, University of Michigan. And now Arvidsson works his way in. Arvidsson fakes, walks in. Wrap around try, Gibson down. The puck is loose at the side of the goal. Emil Jusic couldn't get to it. So Arvidsson tries to step up, and Vesey knocked it by him.
Smallest Swedish forwards, Arvidsson and Sandberg, have been among their most dangerous. Here's an excellent rush by Arvidsson. Zips around the back of the net. Look at John Gibson spread out all the way to make the stop with the right pad.
And shot goes off the stick of Vesey and wide, and Miller's on it for the U.S. Squeeze that by Vikstrand, 2-on-1 now. Galchenyuk along with Vesey. Alex Galchenyuk in. Lundstrom down, the puck still loose. Vesey battling for it. Head to Sandberg, gets stood up there by Trouba. Play continues. Colberg battling for it. Bouncing puck in front. Sandberg drops it off to Nilsson. Forsberg standing in front. Back at the line. Sandberg with a shot. The Thunder's just wide. Forsberg back on it. Centers it. Sandberg with a tip. That was blocked. Couldn't clear it out. Nilsson now for Sandberg. Drops it off to Carlson. Forsberg once again standing in front. Carlson with JT Miller watching in closely. Between the legs, pass in front, loose. Sandberg a backhand shot, that goes wide. Gibson might have got a piece. Back in front, Sandberg a bouncing puck, 3-on-2. Colberg with Lindholm and Raquel. And the bouncing puck with the Colberg, he hammered it wide. Lindholm back with it, centers it. Gibson swats that away. Lindholm back in front, Colberg shoots, Gibson, what a save. Point blank by Colberg. Slides it up the center ice, and Bengtson waiting for it. Now Grimaldi works his way in. Rocco Grimaldi with it. Shoots! And Lundstrom makes the save on him. 2 minutes to go now in the third period. Bengtson ahead to Forsberg. He's got Sandberg with him. Philip Forsberg. Sandberg in, shoots and dribbles down to Gibson. He got bumped away by Forsberg. And play is called. Fires it in. 35 seconds to go in the third. Jones back to McCabe. Lindholm squeezed the boards off and knocked the pass down. Knocked across the ice. Here's Bengtson with it. Back to Raquel. Raquel trying to flip that in front of chest. Now Miller feeds in the hand. In comes Trocheck. Scores! Raquel threw his stick. It scarcely matters. The United States leads 3-1 with 16 seconds to go.
What a celebration on two fronts. The U.S. bench and in the corner after Trocheck has clinched the gold medal. Raquel thinks the shot's going to be blocked, so he tries to feather it through. Intercepted. Miller finds Vincent Trocheck. Trocheck puts it in the middle of the net. Oh man, that's got to be a great sight for Trocheck. And the United States explodes on the bench. The coaches are behind in celebration. The players know it's over.
It's Trocheck, who plays for Saginaw in the Ontario Hockey League, a big goal scorer there, 24 goals in 35 games this year.
What a last minute defensively for the U.S. Jacob Trouba, Jake McCabe, Seth Jones on the ice. They do a phenomenal job along with John Gibson.
And for the second time in the last 4 years, the United States has won the World Junior Hockey Championship.
Seth Jones said at the start of the tournament that he felt they had the best team. He took a little bit of heat for it. 7 games later, the U.S. wins gold.
There were times you wondered. They got smoked in their last pre-tournament game, 5-1 by the Finns. Then the losses to Russia and Canada back-to-back.
Lots of questions whether Phil Housley was experienced enough to coach this team. Coaches a high school team, back in Minnesota.
And for Sweden to win a silver medal, if you told them at the start of the tournament they'd be second, they'd have been delighted. They're not now, but
Decimated by injury on their blue line.
And now Jake McKay, who played such a key role in beating Canada in the semifinal, will accept the World Junior Championship trophy.
Those are their 4 assistant captains that they rotated through the tournament.
I'll take your shot.